Hey, Nation, Harry here in the dog days of summer. It's starting to get a little bit roasty where I live in Central Texas. And I'm with Mark. Mark, your last name again. I just did it.
Alayev.
Alayev.
I'm
See,
alive.
I told you. So you're the co-founder of Thread. And man, you guys have been busy as bees this last couple months. I'm just going to hand it over to you. You're doing super magic and super duper magic and that kind of thing. What's going on, man?
So I'll go deep, Harry.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are selling digital transformation while undergoing digital transformation. It's the craziest time to be alive. Our engineering team, we doubled the size of our engineering team because we raised a round of capital in November.
You did?
We did, yeah, 18 million from kind of the best investors because they still own the whole company. It's still founder led. But what I noticed was that the engineering team almost tripled their releases, even though the human capital doubled. And so we got to the stage was like, okay, we're building faster than we ever thought.
Yep.
What does that mean? Well, it sounds like we need to give all of that to our customers. And that's where we came up with the Summer of Magic. Our team is on fire. And what we want to be for our MSPs is we want to show them what it looks like to be AI productive. And we are massively productive. We have launched a new feature every week.
I know. I'm tracking you.
And our biggest feature release was Super Magic. So Super Magic is, I would say it's less of a feature release. It's more of how we think about things. And Super Magic is the platform. It's a platform where technicians can delegate work. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna go to Cloud and ask for a thing. It's, oh, I have a call. I need to prepare for it. Can you look through the last 9 days of issues? Look at the Windows updates. Look at what's going on. Are there any security issues? And we pull that all in. So we've had a major leap.
You have.
We've had a major leap.
Yeah. Couple questions. And again, this is just no dialogue that you we do well with this. I don't have the list of questions, but
that's why I love you, Harry.
Yeah, I've written about this this year about product-led growth versus partner-led growth, and both are good. Okay, both are good. But because you're a relatively early stage startup in a pretty exponentially growing technology, and I do, as I'm able, pop into your weekly meetings, I'm gonna mention that as partner-led growth. But my opinion is, and again, this is good. I've been on product teams that you're kind of engaged in product-led growth right now, which is not a surprise. You're early stage. It was the same for us with Small Business Server in the 90s. And then what tends to happen is partner-led growth tends to come a little bit later. And finally, once the product reaches maturity with service packs and updates, it all becomes about the partner. So I want to throw that out. Now that said, and I'm not ambushing you, but I think you also have some partner-led growth with that weekly Thursday 10 a.m. Central meeting, because 2 weeks ago when I was able to attend, man, you pulled over 150 partners on a Thursday, and I've only seen a couple companies that have that momentum for a weekly meeting, and that is magic. I mean, you're taking people's time, dude. But let's go back. How do you size yourself up? Partner versus product-led growth, or a little bit of both?
The reality is the partners make or break our business. Everything else is to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we have like these gimmicks and like these big launches. But the reality is, if we can deliver value, partners will follow. And so thank you so much for mentioning that, Harry. I've worked. Jennifer, the team, Amanda, Matt, Emilio, KC, Christoph have worked our asses off.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that.
And so where we are is, hey, we need to deliver values. And I think that's what we've achieved. We are delivering value where we're giving a place for people to come in every week and say, okay, what haven't I thought of? Where am I not using AI enough? And so that is our superpower. It's not AI for the sake of AI, but it's AI for the sake of outcomes.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it, because that, in the analyst community, that's debate, and it's this sounds stupid, but, and again, not related to this call, but we will sit around in this very space, in the tech space, and ask a really high level question is, what is AI, right? We're still defining the paradigm. Is it cartoon characters? Is it cancer research? You get the point. We're still defining the paradigm, and I think you're bringing definition. And Mark, you and I both know it's going to look different in 5 years, right? Is the definition's going to change?
I think we all hope so.
Yeah. But you got, you have you planted a flag, and well, hey, let's take a couple more minutes. I'm sorry to kind of derail us and get into philosophy, but why don't you give it your best shot on a couple of, let's do some speeds and feeds. So with the releases you had, because we are a technical audience, give me a handful of examples of speeds and feeds, right? What are you doing? I love your Thursday meeting because you guys drop down to the keystroke level, but give it your best shot on the tech side.
What I love are the anecdotes, right? So we had a customer say, we've been dealing with a recurring ticket from a UPC, a battery, in a closet. And it kept coming up. And when they got access to Supermagic, they asked Supermagic, like, what is the problem? What is the problem? And Supermagic is not task-oriented, it's job-oriented.
Okay.
It will work through for as long as it needs to. And you know what it said? There's a 90% likelihood that this battery pack will fail. You need to replace it. And that customer replaced it. It is truly the difference between asking AI to translate, hi, how are you, to hola, ¿cómo estás, to, well, we have a problem. Is it happening a lot? Is it recurring? How do we deal with it? And that is the future. There's truly an agentic approach to IT service delivery.
Yep.
And that's what we're pioneering.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. So I get the battery failure and all that. Now, are you also engaged in remote monitoring at this point? I know you as service tickets, but do you have a RMM agent that will say your battery's failing, or your server's warranty's expiring, or these tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we launched 4 integrations in the last 4 weeks.
Okay.
ConnectWise Automate, ConnectWise RMM,
Yeah.
Ninja One, and AmyBot.
Okay.
And so what we're doing is we're giving tools to the AI to make the best decision. Like, hey, if something's wrong, find out about it. All they need is access to the tool set. So yes, absolutely. PSA and RMM are caught in a romance, but Thread
I never thought of it
Thread
that way.
is right there.
Yeah, it's a few right now.
Yeah, no, this is good. So let's continue the conversation. Probably need to, bring this plane in for a landing. But the folks, a shout out. Late September, Thread is having their event in Seattle. You can find it on their site. It's one of my favorite events because Mark, what I really like is a small event format. Couple hundred people, handful of vendors. And I'm hearing that from my community that, like RSA was perhaps the worst, 45,000 people in San Francisco. That's like a pro football game or a World Cup game. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's not real. That's not real. And you are real. So folks, give them a look. And then the other thing, I'm glad you said Ninja One, because I'm here in Austin, Mark, perhaps I don't know, but perhaps I'll see you, and I believe it's the second half of October. They are having their first conference in Austin. And so
Sal told me so.
Yeah, maybe we'll
absolutely.
have the good fortune to see you. And you know what? That'd be a good check-in. That'd be another good check-in. Obviously, the conference is going to generate its own activity. But Mark, I'll tell you what. Let's end on a giggle. I think in rehearsal I said, I started out, but it's hot here, dude. It's summer in Austin. What I know, you guys got some heat, and then more importantly, you got the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. We were all worried about the game.
Yeah,
What's going on up there, weather-wise?
We'll have to drop some of these other important requirements.
So finally, I was able to go to a pool with my kids. I have 3 kids. But yes, Canada is definitely struggling up north.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I believe US should help. But we're doing our best.
But yeah, I think your temps are okay. You got hit by the dome, the heat dome. But I you're in an okay category for heat right now, and we'll call it good.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry, look, I really appreciate you. I think the big thing right now is less about what do people have or like solutions. I think what folks need to be thinking about is, where are you going?
Yeah.
What's your philosophy? And I stand by our philosophy. We'll do the right thing any day of the week, whether it's smoke from Canada or anything else. We will do the right thing.
Oh, we're back. No, that's I'll do some editing, creative editing. I dropped for a second. So Mark, I want to thank you for your time. Jennifer over in the radio control room. And thank you so much, Mark. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Harry.